All right, test, 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 test. All right, good deal. Good deal. I think everybody can hear me. We're going to get started here in 2 minutes. Good morning. Happy Turnaround Tuesday or Turn Down Tuesday. We got about 2 minutes here and then we'll get started. Just want to make sure all is working. Good deal. All right, and if you're tuning into YouTube, just be aware, disclaimer, it is 11 seconds delayed. Here in the room, we actually use WebEx webinar, which is not delayed at all. And I would invite everybody in on that, but it's a little bit harder to control. And I might get somebody rogue in there, you know, start saying weird things or shouting at me, who knows. So anyways, what a morning, right? I bet you woke up and you were like, wow, we're almost up 20 points. And now you're probably wondering what's happening. All right, gonna get everything set up. About 1 more minute to go here. All right, good morning, folks. It is October 30th, day before Halloween. Starting to feel that way, isn't it? It's getting a little spooky. I have to share a story. Last night we were sitting down watching TV, and literally out of nowhere, a cat was in our house. And you guys know I have two big mountain dogs. I looked over, looked to the back of the house, and there he stood, 1 foot high, maybe a foot long. I don't know. I don't have a cat, but he was really cute. And the daughters tried to pick him up, and he was hissing, and we were like, "This is not gonna work." So we were all trying to shoo him out, and anyways, we decided to. I picked him up and put him outside. So, anyways, let's get started here. We're going to start off with the ES up 2.5 points, dropping as we see here. Line in the sand for today, you're looking at 26.38.84. Upward target. First things first, got to get out a little bit of supply here. Although I have a T1 up here at 26.90, you'd be looking at a little bit of resistance and or before you start getting excited today, I'd be looking for 2664.9. Let's just call it 2665. Below the LIS, start getting concerned, looking for probably an 88.7 of yesterday's low would be my first target, and that would put you roughly around 2615. Below that, retest of 2605, and obviously a breakdown below that, 2575. Want to show everybody a bigger picture of the ES, okay? And I keep doing that every morning because I don't want you to lose sight of what's going on here. So on the daily, we have some topping wicks, very bearish. Looking for, February's low. This is, you keep hearing this, okay, we got to test February's low. Uh, I want you to just look at this chart and let it sink in, okay? When you go out there and you start looking at equities and so forth, you're going to see pretty much the same chart. All right, and some of these, the futures, kind of show you the future of what's going to happen. So what you will see is that people out there, whether you follow through blogs or FinTwit or whatever it is you look at, they're going to start telling you, well, my stock is good. It's up today, right? And then tomorrow it's down like, 4 or 5%, right? That seems to be what you're going to see over and over. But what I want you to do is look at this chart and remember what it looks like. If you're going through your watch list and you see a chart that looks like this, but let's say that it's only to, let's see, if we go to, let me see here. All right, there we go. So if we go to this chart, okay, and we look at the shape of this, and we were just to take this away, okay, and what you would see is maybe that the chart is only developed to a point of here, okay? And so the futures are showing you what's going on here. So when we were going through charts yesterday, we were finding that these have not developed in some names, okay? Some of this is not developed in some names. So it's giving you, you're able to jump in and let this unfold into something that looks like this, okay? And it's given us a lot of opportunity. Yesterday was a great day coming out with, man, we had all kinds of great trades. Google, Amazon, we had some people in the room that just tore some stuff up. I mean, tore it up. And overall was one of my best days, you know, in a long time. And I've been really grateful for the last couple weeks. So anyways, on the ES, if we come over here and we look at it from a monthly standpoint, that's really what I want to concentrate on here. I think what you're looking at across the board, or MMs and so forth, are looking at MMs. We're looking for supply, we're looking for demand, okay? And as I said last night, a couple of us were talking in the room here. First thing I see is this nice rally, okay? And we're pulling back, yes, into the February lows, of course. Might get a nice bounce at 88.7. Let's see where we are. Okay, nice. All right, you can see we came into the 76 yesterday. Could get a bounce here around 25.67. If this doesn't hold, then I think we take out February lows. The bigger picture is this one little red candle here. We got a rally, base rally here. Okay, so nice pullback would be right into this area, around the 2370, 2380, 2360, somewhere in here would make more sense. Okay, right after a strong bounce, and then boom, out of nowhere, they just flush it. I think what everybody's looking for is a bounce because we're getting close to a February low. And when I try, it's not that I'm just, you know, 100% a bear here, okay? It's not that at all. It's I try to think like bigger money, institutions, banks, and so forth, okay? So if I do that, I try to think, how can I trick everybody? When do I flush it? I think technically it's when we get close to the February low, you give it a nice big bounce, and then maybe that night or 2 days later, 2 weeks later, we flush it into demand down here at 2370 or so. Okay, so I just want you to remember that and keep that in the back of your head. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I just want you to remember that, okay? Come back over here. We're going to go ahead and take the fibs off here. Let's go to a 15-minute. And you can see right now, we've come down into the LIS, and we're bouncing there, and we know how this works, right? The methodology here is if we break down below the LIS, okay, definitely stay short-minded here into perhaps, as I said earlier, on a higher time frame, 88.7 to 2603, okay? How do you get that? Just measure from pivot high to pivot low. Look for your 88.7, basically around 2614.75, 2615. Okay, you can see it here on my screen. Okay. Some of the positions that we're currently in, TLRY short, currently down about $5-6 this morning. I believe I still have some CGC left. I'm not too sure. Let me take a look here. Yes, still have CGC. Still short that. They are currently down. Ooh, nice, about $1 or so. And we put on some IW inputs right after the bell yesterday. Okay. All right, now let's talk about the box trades. These are important for today. These are the names I'm concentrating on. Today, as I said in the room, very, very important. As you can see here, Amazon's already sunk quite some ways. So what we're looking at is to see if price is going to stay within this range. What we're looking at is the lows on the bottom and a 50 to 61.8 extension to the upside. Okay, so can price trade within these ranges? Very important, because if we take out tomorrow's low, then we go lower, right? And then what was or could have been demand turns into resistance. What do I mean? Basically, on all these, price can drop here, push up into here, and then fall from there. Okay. Apple pulling back to demand. See if it bounces. See if it holds within this range today. Same thing with BA. If it drops below 330, looking for, I think we said yesterday, I could see 300 easily. Google, same thing here, looking for it to range between 1025 to 1057. Breaks down below there, I'm short. If it starts to hook inside demand, I start going long into these targets. Okay, very, very patient day today. I went ahead and threw Melly on here. I threw out the bigger chart. They do have earnings on the first. I think we're setting ourselves up for a nice short here. If anything is been proven here is that earnings have not, everyone's selling off earnings, right? Doesn't mean that I'm going to go short just based off of that theory, but the chart itself shows a lot more damage to the downside. All right. Netflix, same thing here. Let's see if it did come down to our target yesterday at 274. This was a nice short for us. Made some money on these puts as well. Looking to see if it does bounce indeed again at 274. Yesterday it hit our target right here, almost to the penny. If we take out this low, then I'm looking for 265. If we start to hook here, looking for 291 for a run up. Okay. Today I'm using colored coded candles here. And of course, I'll be watching these in the histogram. Color change in the candles are important for me when using this. And this is thanks to Troy, who is still in here, but very, very quiet as he's working on his approach and so forth. Okay. BA, again, if it can't hold this, looking to go short. Basically, these boxes, if we were to pick up, I would expect these boxes here to cause resistance. These are the 50 and 61.8 of yesterday's move. Okay. And that's how we've been trading during these times, one day at a time. Very, very important to understand what these boxes mean. All right. Supply and demand. We're not going to do anything until we can see a hook out of this box and then looking for the call side to the upside of these boxes. If we break down below the boxes, I am short. Meanwhile, paying attention to the overall futures. As you can see, we are now down negative 6.5. Those IWM puts should look pretty good this morning. I think IWM still has quite a ways to go. Let's just go ahead and take a look at RTY, E-mini Russell. This is correlated with IWM. Okay. And let's just go to the bigger picture here. And there you go. Okay, now this is ugly. Very ugly. This was untouched demand that I had found quite some time ago. And look how it just broke right through. See ya, right? All right, so where are we at? We got to look down and to the left. Remember what I told you about these charts? They all look the same. How many stories I have talked to neighbors, people are starting to come over, right? That's when people get worried. Start coming over, start asking questions and so forth. How many people have you talked to that say things like, but my broker says I'm safe, or I'm highly diverse in this and that. I want everyone to go back to the time when the market really started falling apart, and you show me a chart that actually kept you safe during the depression or during a crash or anything like that, right? So all charts pretty much looking the same here. Okay, pretty much. So what I want to do is look down and to the left, and I'm looking for pockets of demand and so forth. Okay. And what I could tell you by looking at this, let's just go back. Max available. Let's go to a monthly. Let's see what we got here. See if I see anything on the monthly chart. Let's do 20-year 1 day. There we go. All right. So this is all this past year, right? And we're getting close. We're getting close. Remember, February lows. That's what everybody expects. Also, 88.7. Typically, you could see a nice bounce there. So let's just go ahead and go from pivot low to pivot high here. You can see we did have that nice little bounce. Pretty much, you can count this as your 88.7 bounce. Once this is taken out, and if it's taken out, I'd be concerned. Okay, probability showed that once they break the 88.7 and come down here to the 100, we're looking for new lows. Okay, looking for new lows. So I gotta take my eyes, look to the left, look past this low, and then I want to look for pockets of demand. Okay, those pockets of demand are basically, if you're looking through here, bring this all the way over to here. Okay, let me go ahead and throw a price line on here. You're looking at 1381. Okay, 1381. Let that sink in. That is almost 100 points. Correlation to the IWM, you're looking about $8 to $10 to the downside. Okay, if all, what we're talking about, if the low of February breaks and so forth. Okay, this would be the reason, instead of me having SPY, sold those for profit yesterday, I went ahead and jumped in some IWM. Okay, some IWM puts here. Okay, so concentrating on these names now. Now we put the box trades into the room here. Okay, put these back into the room. I want you guys to understand that, this is the thing about the market being volatile. If we're already underneath, then we're going to look for this box above price to be resistance. Okay. Same thing with Apple. Does it come into the box and start to hook around? Yeah, you got an event, so what? It's just a catalyst. Catalyst does move price, but usually moves price right into demand and supply. BA, you can see it break it down. Look for 330 to turn into resistance, or 335. These turn into resistance now. Okay. Same thing here on Google. If we could break down below the box, look for 1014 to 1025, turn into resistance. And Netflix here, breaking down below 274, I like to see 265. Okay, lots of names, lots of different things we can short today. Lots of things that we'll look to go long, but very, very important. It's a very patient day. Okay, going back over to ES, I want to concentrate on this once again. Okay, somebody in the room brought up ES back to list. I think you're talking, Jared, I think you're talking about, are you saying to the downside it went to the list? Or that it was headed back up there? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention over here. Oh, down. Okay, gotcha. So, trading futures, I like to trade futures on a 5-minute candle, but always concentrating on the bigger picture. Okay, that's one thing. Always go bigger candles to smaller candles. We could trade intraday. The best thing for me here lately is trading intraday. flattening out most positions before the end of the day. It has worked. Having a nice, I wouldn't say a biased portfolio, but having some things on the net long and net short side. Okay. And you can see here, this is the demand, and it's bouncing there, but we're just underneath the LIS. Okay, the LIS is in white here. This is basically on Twitter, I typically say something like, this is your magic number. Okay, so does this turn into resistance? Do we continue to close below the LIS? If we do, then we will stair step this bad boy down. Drop, base drop, base drop. Maybe a nice little bounce. People in the room know how to trade this. Okay, just pick your supply, and if it's coming up into supply, look for further continuation to the downside, right? So if we can build a base above the LIS and look for it to shoot up here, I would go ahead, if you guys want to use range for, hey, just for it to be neutral, or do I want to potentially get long and so forth. I'm gonna go ahead and use overnight range here to our pivot low at the moment. And you can apply some methodology using some fibs here and see if we can at least get past 2648 to 2652 today. All right. If not, then nothing to be concerned about, nothing to do on the long side. Remember, I said that yesterday. Take everything you see, use yesterday's pivot high, use this morning's pivot low. If it can't even reach the 50 or break above the 618, for myself, I'm not buying calls. Okay. So it's pretty straightforward. We have about 10 more minutes. If you guys got anything else you want me to take a look at, please let me know. Overall, yeah, I think you guys can hear me on webinar, right? Well, I didn't know if you were in the. I had one person say they couldn't hear me on webinar, but I think it just might be on their end. All right, so we're gonna keep. I'll keep the ES upstairs on my other monitor, meaning right up above me, and then we'll let's see, what is this? I'll put the ES on here, and then we're gonna watch the box trades. This on a 5 minute. Make sure that we don't have any pre-market on here. Let's go to futures. Show extended hours trading session. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, and you can see here using our indicators. Pretty straightforward. What does green mean, John? What's red mean? I think you guys get it, right? Little divergence there. Went yellow, although we popped into green, back to red. So we're going to watch this here. You can see here that LIS is actually working. It's pretty tough, right? It's very strong. LIS is amazing. And you can see it's just having problems here. If it continues to break down below this, it'd be pretty easy short. But as long as we're hanging out at the LIS, just as a disclaimer, you could see a lot of chop. We know how that works. Push up above the LIS, probably to 50, pull back down, retest, and just kind of leading itself into maybe the Apple event or some more earnings or so forth. Okay. So immediate supply or demand. So where it's going to sell off underdog, or I just want to make sure that we're on the same vocabulary just to make sure. So where it would sell off, right? That's probably what you're talking about. So if you're watching here on a 5 minute, the first thing you're going to see is there's two. You got this drop, neutral drop, and then up here you have a drop, base drop. These are both immediate supplies. So roughly here and here. So 2647, 2652, correlated with SPX. If you're trading SPX, we could come over here and look at SPX. Well, yeah, I don't. So on ES, yeah, those are it right there. We'll take a look here when we open up. It's gonna be the same though. And I think you're right, Jared. This morning, I don't know if it's. I don't think it's. It used to not be had anything to do with whether or not I use real-time quotes or not. But recently, with all the volume and people selling, Thinkorswim is just really unhealthy, not cooperating very well. So, all right. So I got the ES above me. Gonna go ahead and look at box trades here. See what kind of happens. Remember, for me today, disclaimer, very, very patient. Have some nice positions in the account. Kind of let those work, especially if things sell off to the downside again. Some of my main focuses here are BA, Netflix, MELI, Apple, Amazon, and Google. All right, guys, I'm going to go quiet. We got about 5 minutes, and then I'll tune back in about 10 minutes or so after we open. And then I'll go ahead. If I start to buy any positions, I will call those out loud, and you'll see the alerts come through as well. But for I'm going to try to concentrate on being a little patient here. Okay. All right, guys, let's see here. Gonna get started. Got about 1 minute to go. Remember, these candles are a little confusing if you're watching my screen. They, even if they're going up, they're red, you know, until they're not. So only over here on left on Amazon, these are true colors. No problem, guys. You're welcome. Yeah, it kind of started off kind of slow there, right? I was a little defeated on the yesterday when I first took that NVIDIA trade, but I cut it quick, so I was happy. Could have cut it quicker, but oh well. You can see here Apple already just right above the box, but still red. Move these out of the way just for a second. I just want to look at my board, my main squeeze here. And you can see there a nice little pop right above the LIS. Could be building a base here for a nice move up. We'll see though. There we go. So I went ahead and sold my last CGC there for profits. I just need to. Okay, there's one of our box trades here on Netflix. Take a really small scalp here. Maybe let's see, maybe a Netflix option. See, we get up here to 291. These premiums are still really high. Just leave that alone. Okay, we had a nice short in Lulu yesterday. That was a good sell for us. JWN, KSS, all those really nice trades lately as well to the upside. Still have PEP to the upside here, looking for 116 or so. Jared, that's funny. That's down 26 cents, yeah. So today's going to be tricky. Again, haven't taken any trades yet except for getting out of CGC. I'll keep the TLRY on. Okay. Just got to wait. Yeah, VIX is over 25. Be nice to see it shoot up to 30 plus. Yeah, TOS is acting bad, isn't it, Omer? I agree. Yeah, it's really bad on these high market selling off and so forth. It's pretty ugly. All the candles are red. I know. They blame it on volume, but I guess you could say it's conspiracy for sure. So far, Melly doing pretty well from the box trade here at 285, now trading at 291. So up about $6 from the box trade there. Amazon doing okay. The question is, can it break into the box and then break above for 1580? All right, folks, as you can see here, Apple, the range from the box trade 210 up into 212. It's kind of pulling back from box to box. That's kind of what we wanted to see with a lot of these trades. Just depends on how aggressive you are and so forth. But so far, Apple doing what it's supposed to do. Google, same thing. In the box, looking for some strength here. See if it can move upwards up into 150, 1050, sorry, to 1057. Resistance at the box here for Amazon is what we expected to until it's not. For me on the bullish side, can't really get bullish until I can see some strength into the box there. Looking at BA just hanging out sideways. Netflix, same thing at the box. Melly doing what it's supposed to do. You see this blue line in the background. That's one of our trendy edges. You're going to see resistance there until it's not. And then looking for a move up into 298 perhaps. Hey guys, is your Google chart working for TOS? Is this correct then? Are they down about 14 bucks? I just want to verify, 15 bucks. Okay, cool. Okay, Netflix making another low here. Possible move into 265. Be probably a quick move. Come over here, check out Netflix really quick. These premiums are nutsos. Oh yeah, it is different from chart. Thank you. What is up with these guys? You know? Yeah, it's working now. Jeez. Anybody dropping any trades this morning? Look at that. See, I got this really cool thing where I signed up and Apple mentioned me. Said, hey, John, the Apple event is about to start. Nice little trade here in MELI if you guys took it from the box. I would imagine the premiums are pretty crazy though. Let's take a look. They have earnings on the first. Yeah, these things are crazy expensive. $200 spreads too. I'd rather trade shares on that. So a couple traders took Apple. That's good, man. 210 to 213. Good $3 move. Let's see if Amazon can turn this into some support here. Who thinks they can get to 1580 today? All right, ES up about 14 points. Let's see if it can get over this range here. Give me 1 second. Nice. Okay, we're at 88.7 of the range last night. Nice move. Yeah, we'll see, right? Might take a shot for Google here in a second. Try a little scalp trade here. Wow. Let's see. 1014, 1027, 10 bucks or so. See what we got here. Let me see if the ES can go yellow on my candles here. Shoot for the upper box there at 1057. Looking at about 10 bucks for the position. Also have Amazon calls that we have. Okay, there we are. The boxes are starting to work now. Spreads are ridiculous. All right, Apple's just starting to go yellow on the candles here. Same thing with Melly. Netflix, BA, they all look like they could move. By the way, ES turning green now. ES green on the candle. Let's see if I can get a tad bit of a pullback here. Okay, just a quick scalp there on Google. Just 63 bucks there. Get that out of the way. We'll go over here, look at our Amazon call. And you can see here, Amazon call is it's not looking bad. Now I would expect Google probably to run up here into about 1057, but again, just scalping things slowly here. Got to be careful in this market for sure. Pepsi call flat. I'd be more impressed if Amazon could get to 1600 today. NVIDIA almost where it started yesterday, huh? A little bit more to go. NVIDIA came up into the lower edge. It's going to be resistance until it's not. So this is, if you're long, it's a good place to scale out there. Hey, GE's up, Jared. Yeah, the Apple box trade was amazing, man. So was the Melly though, right? 285 all the way to 305. Google starting to move a little bit here. Amazon 1580 is target if we can build some value above 1540 there. Apple going yellow. BA just out of the box. May take a trade in BA up to 344. If I can get that. Netflix like it up to 291. What's the ES doing over here? Still just kind of chilling out. Yeah, way too expensive for sure, man. Look at that thing go to. They're all going to be expensive, right? That's the bad thing about this volatility. I could sell some put credit spreads. hmm I like Google though. I really do. I like Google up into 1057. I just took that quick scalp just for you guys know me. It's just trying to teach, you know, just more about process. Um, I might take a stab at BA here, 345, really small. See if I can. Sometimes I hate BA. 20. See if we can get some yellow candles going there in BA. See, I'll stop staring at MELI now. See if I can find something a little bit. Let's look at Facebook. Anybody jump in Google? Nice beast mode. So we have above us, we have the Trendy Edge caution area around 1049. Above that gets you 1057. Yeah, Nomad, it's been acting up big time, man. I don't know. It's really frustrating. So Amazon came right at the top of the box here and was resisted. Remember, that's what I said, that these two numbers were resistance because we opened up underneath them. Another crash coming, right? TOS starts messing up. Who knows what's about to happen? Mm-hmm. What's the ES doing right now? Still green candles. But yeah, a little pullback here. Back to the 88.7. Let's see if it turns into support now. So far, Google Trade worked out really well. BA is doing okay right now. We'll see. We'll see. See if this can turn up a little bit here. Be nice to get the 344. You see on Apple. So this is always interesting, right? Little divergence here. Stock pulling back, but candles turn green. See what happens. There we go. That's what we want to see on BA. Now we're going to yellow. Stay yellow. Stay yellow, baby. Go green. We got time for this. Come on, baby. All right, guys. I'm going to go grab some coffee real quick. Let me know if, well, we should go ahead and put our first sell in here on BA. Put it right there. See if we can sell for about $6.20 from 3. All right, I'll be back. All right, let's go ahead. Jumped out of BA at 420, and we got some, nice movement here on Amazon. Hold above 1540, looking for 1580. Be lovely to get 1600 today. Netflix almost to our upper box here, turning yellow. Nice trade from 274 to 291. Same thing here on Google at the 1050 mark. BA looking good as well. 344, 350. 353 would be the upper edge. That would be a lotto. And those earlier positions now going for 470, 500 from 3. And looking at the backside there at 352.5. This is a pretty cheap, coming in at 173 by 225. Matter of fact, looking at this stuff, they're basically coming up into our upper boxes and or trend lines here. This is Facebook. We just put this on here in place of Melly. If you guys wanted to see Melly from this morning, take a quick look, just really quick. You can see the box trade from here was entry at 285, price move all the way up to 308. Nice there, but we'll go back to Facebook. Um, and let's go ahead and Facebook, you say, is after market today. So let's just go ahead and look over here. I'm gonna close this up. Okay, let's go ahead and assess it really quick. Let's get to a bigger time frame, not the 2 minute. Let's go to the weekly. Okay. All right, so it came into our technical target right before ER, which is pretty cool, right? This was an entry. Also lines up with the 76, just using my methods here. We're going to go ahead and take the fibs off. And so nice bounce from 140, now trading at 142.48. The question is it technical or is it value? Where do investors want to see this? We had Facebook puts, sold those yesterday for profits, and it looks like it was a good time to sell. All right, so what do I expect from here? This one should be interesting. Let me see something. Zoom. Give me 1 second. Okay. Computer's about to bust. to make sure everything's working over here. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, that looks good. All right, so really quick, let's go ahead. I'm going to look for some targets going into see, our first obvious target is right here at 152 into earnings. Downside, obviously, is going to be 23.6 of this. So I'm going to go ahead and measure here. And let's just go ahead right there. And then our 618 there. And then we'll go ahead and look at the range here, here to here. It's expected deviation move. Just looking at this would make sense for me. Okay, so that target looks nice. I'm gonna move this target up a tad, right there. Okay, I'm just gonna go with hmm, 618 being in between there, 154 to 164. So we're looking for a move to the upside here, about 12 bucks. So I'm gonna go ahead and write this in, and then we'll compare it to overall what analysts are looking at. So just put and then downside, be looking at the 23.6, 136. About 6, and then our 131 target, that puts us at about 10. Interesting. So for right now, 6 and 10. Okay. I actually like this to the upside, 154. Okay, okay, control 2. All right, so what we're looking for is I'm looking at ranges. Okay, we got this sideways range here on Facebook, and then we have our down range here, and we're measuring from here to here for possible move into ER. Not this up here, not concerned with the upper portion of this, as that would be definitely outside of standard deviation. Looking for a move to the upside at 12, and then a move from 6 to 10 to the bottom. So this one is pretty interesting. I may look to sell some call credit spreads or put credit spreads in this situation here. looking for the better value to the upside, looking at 154s. So I'm going to get out of this and go over here to trade and see what Facebook has to offer into earnings, looking at 108% implied volatility, looking, let's say 154s, 152.5, 274, 282. It'd really have to crush it in order for something like this to work. So, you know, definitely want to be a seller of premium right now. So I'll come back and take a look at this. But those are my targets that I'm looking for into ER tonight. Okay, and so far bouncing nicely here at 0.18. Okay, yes, plus 20. Amazon's still down 10 bucks. I mean, seriously. And BA looking good as well. Come back over here to 15 minutes. So had someone asking why choose to sell BA right where I did was basically where I was pilling off here. There honestly, there's no specific technical reason, um, unless you want to look left, Omer, and see this continuation wick here. So continuation wick for me off of a strong candle. Are you watching Omer? So you get this or no? Okay, cool. So check this out. Okay, so I know I've talked about like continuation wicks and so forth. If you look up and to the left here, each one of these candles are representing 15 minutes. The bigger the candle, the stronger the candle, right? So if you notice on our continuation wick, if I were to draw a line from the continuation wick here, look what happened, right? This is going to be a resistance point, right? And if I look up and to the left, look how big this candle is compared to these candles. So this is for me, right? This guy's the biggest. It's got a continuation wick on it. Therefore, I'm cautious. And with this market, you have to be quick and boom. $28 a day, baby. There you go. Or $28 an hour, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Did that kind of make sense to you though? Because I know you know a little bit about the continuation wicks, but it's the biggest candle out of all these. And it's just, it's also, okay, and then let's take it a step forward. It's also basically a midline between my supply and demand, right? Okay, so we exited Google with profits, exited BA with profits, and now we're just going to go back. Now we want to see, well, what the hell's going on, right? What's BA doing? Or BA? What is ES doing? You know, What's causing this to pull away? Now, one thing I'll tell you on a 15-minute, okay, here's those levels that underdog asked for this morning, is sometimes you think you're wrong, right? So you might have went short at this level, you might have went short at this level, and then, you come back and look at your screen and boom, you're right back where you are, you're flat, right? Now the question is, can we break down even further? Then I think what happens is sentiment gets really crappy. People get tired of this stuff, right? And I want to drive home and I want to jump on the side where emotion is high. So if we can get a nice flush here, people start getting really sick and tired. They're mad, and I want to ride that train down, right? But one thing that we do have here is we have a drop base rally. Price can come back down into basically the trendy edge here. Be looking for a bounce here at the yellow line and just below that. And if that doesn't happen and we break this low, and I think we start our rally to the downside. Okay, day is young for sure. Right now we're only at 20 bucks an hour. We need to up that to like 50 to 100 bucks an hour, right? So remember, just like yesterday, I want to look for the people hiding, right? The ticker's hiding. Who's hiding? Who's ready to get their crap handed to them, right? If you're up today, not meaning you as a person, talking to the tickers right now. If you're up today, and we're about to break this and you're really up off some BS, then, it's time to jump on them and see if we can't bring them down, right? CMG had, their CEO or somebody was on TV or something, counter to the market. I won't name any names. Some gurus out there talking about shorting CMG over and over and over. Tim, if you're listening, I'm not talking about you, but you know who I'm talking about. Continue to be wrong week after week, but yet they always tend to want to spread the gospel across FinTwit. And here they are, way up from where those people were calling it to go. So what I want to be looking at on CMG, right? I want to know, why are you up so much? What's going on? Man, I tell you what, their system is really messed up right now. Really messed up. All right. So can break out above here. I sent this alert out and it's definitely been a breakout from there. Let's just go ahead and get rid of everything. I'm going to clear the drawn set here. Wow, look at how slow this is, guys. If there's nothing better to use to throw in their face, would be a clip of my video showing how horrible the system can be at times. Up and to the left. So we have a gap fill, okay, right here. That should be the first place that your eyes took you to. And on a monthly, we're getting to the back edge here. Can't find resistance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a box from our gap fill to our monthly trendy edge here, which is right there. Okay, and then to the downside, we let this drop base rally. And this is going to be my range trading CMG. So it's getting pretty close to caution, you know. And if I were to look at ranges, I got two different ranges I can trade from here, right? So I got this range, okay, And then I got this range. Okay, we are concerned with this range. I am concerned with this range. Right? I'm concerned with this range. So I'm going to measure from here to here with my fibs. Okay. Why, John, are you not using this range from here to here? Well, because I'm shorter minded right now. I understand the big picture, but the market's not giving you the bigger picture. It's taking from you. So you must use the smaller ranges. If you use the bigger ranges and using my methodology, then you could get your butt handed to you, right? So I'm going to go ahead and measure from here, and I'm going to be in extension mode. Next question, why are we in extension mode? Because current price is trending up. We are extending up. We are not retracing down. Okay, this is my range. Using the Fibonacci methodology, we are in a downtrend and we are trending up. Down range, nice hook, trending up. Guess where we are? The 50. This is caution. Short, stop above the 618. Just so happens to be that we have demand here, supply, right? And it also matches up with our 50 and 61.8. And makes sense because in supply, we look to go short, and at the 50 and 61.8 in a downtrend, we look to go short. Blow me away. So now using these together, we find that synergistically, things start coming together. And then if you're into moving averages and all that crap, that's on here, but I don't ever look at these things. I really don't. I don't look at this stuff. The only time I really look at this is if I'm short. I want to make sure that I stay underneath that trailing moving average, right? And then you want to look at earnings. You want to pay attention to, ours is proprietary, so this is different. But if you're looking at RSI and so forth, you can look at this. You look at this. You look at the 50 and 61.8 methodology. You look at supply. You look at demand. You look at trend. You look at range. All these things, and you put it all together. And then you can feel more confident that when taking the trade, that your probabilities are higher. Okay? You can still be wrong. That's a part of trading, right? You can still be wrong. That's okay. But I feel, for me personally, I feel a lot better when I'm wrong, when I've done all this. Then I'm like, holy cow, the market got me. Market got me. All right, so CMG is short right here. Well, let's just watch. Now, it's also tested the 50 two times. Now, back in my older days, when I was a little bit more aggressive, 15-minute candles, this was my first indication to go short. Was this first red 15-minute candle. And when I was short, I'm looking to see, does it make a higher high or do we make a lower low? Okay, if I made that lower low, I was getting happy, right? Could do the same thing with options here if I wanted to, okay? So you got the NQ at -8, ES +11, Dow Jones +141. Yeah, you could say some things are off. And you got the VIX at the high of the day. Well, Tex, if things repeat themselves, it took a while for any of these to really uh, to happen over the last several trading days, like either the upside or the downside moves. So it'd be interesting, but I think we could end up falling pretty sharply soon. Hey, Ash. Looking for a possible short here in CMG. All right, so far just today's trades were Google and BA, and both closed for profits. ES just kind of being bouncy here, a little choppy. Amazon the same. AMD was great short. We closed everything out yesterday. Let's see if we can stretch this out a little bit. What's the VIX doing? Okay, 66. We got some VIX too. Okay. Yeah, sure. Hi, Patricia. I'll take a look here. MELI. So Melly for the day has come into, came into the box, nice trade to the upside, came into targets 298, broke through the box here. Upper target outside of the box is 315. I do not play earnings, just intraday trading, and when the market shows some direction, possibly some swing trades, right? Right now, the box is this is very, very normal for us here in the room. We understand that once it breaks out, comes back to retest what was resistance. This was supply on a smaller time frame, and this is pretty normal. We have a midline right here that you cannot see, sort of. It's hard to see. There's a red line here. Basically, that is a trendy edge between two weekly edges, and price looks to be just kind of retesting that. For me, for intraday trading, already out of the trade into the box here, just looking to trade this range, and these were good profits, either way you look at it there. Um, on a higher time frame, okay, I sent this out today on a higher time frame. This is where people get confused, right? Well, John, but you sent out a chart that looks damn horrible, right? I mean, the big picture, this is what I want to happen. Just like I wanted Amazon to happen, it showed demand, and that's where price ended up going to, right? And and so the longer term, the only way that I start feeling like, hey, this isn't going to happen is if we break out above the supply here, above 360s, right? Then this is just something that could happen in the future and not as soon as I was hoping it would happen, right? So that's okay. But we do have supply up here between 328 and 362. This is the bigger picture, and demand all the way down here at 238 to 217. Fibonacci wise, it said potential bounce here, and you can see pretty much almost came into that. You can see the bounce coming off. I think Fibonacci wise, you're looking at a bounce at the 76, which is what happens. But we do have earnings on the first. Now, what's typical is that you get a move into the 50 of the nearest range. Okay, and the 50 would put you into 315 before earnings. However, on a Fibonacci, we also came into this resistance point. See, if we hit the 50, it puts you right at the downtrending slope line here, right into ER, which makes sense. This is a bell curve of this range. It's an indecision before earnings. That's really all I'm interested in, is getting to the indecision point. I don't want to be the person that's going into something not knowing what the decision is, right? We just want to make that trade riding into that point. So you're welcome. So TLRY on I have a lotto in this, but 88.7 looking at $60.77. This chart, the only thing you can do from here is use extension wicks and use some Fibonacci. I mean, it's a pretty broken chart. And you got this flatness over here. Obviously, people would love to see that are short, especially Citron, right? But as far as Fibonacci's go, you got this extension continuation wick over here that comes in about 68. So really, at the end of the day, just looking for a move that would put us around the $68 mark into the 88.7. would be ideal. Timing is the variable. Have no idea when. So today's market, right? Nice and choppy. No direction. That's right. Exactly. No direction. And so this is the kind of tape that can definitely scare people out of their positions, um, and not really getting any direction, as you just stated. So I said, the first thing I said this morning, today will be a very patient day. Um, and I had an idea, you could see that kind of unfolding before the market opened, that we weren't going to possibly not get any kind of move one way or another. And yes, you could look at the futures and go, yeah, but we're up 13 points. But then you look at equities and things aren't quite jiving like you thought they would. So today could be pretty boring with a couple scalp trades here and there. All right, so BA candles, if you guys notice in the upper right hand corner here, are starting to finally go green, showing some nice strength into buying here. So probably going to get that box to box trade here, if anyone's still in it. And if we could break through the box, then we look at the upper trend line here at 353, 354. But just got to be careful with today's. It's kind of, either go for it or you don't. And then there's Facebook sideways. Let me take a small scalp here on Facebook. Maybe not. I don't need this. Okay. All right, so I have my sell in for Facebook at $6.50. This is just scalp play from 535. I mean, if it starts to really take off, I could just put a trail and stop on it instead of a hard target there. And then again, Amazon above the box, like to see it break out into 1580 here. There we go. Nice entry on that Facebook. Nice move in ES as well, but again, don't forget about the high. Look for 88.7 touch. Be cautious there. You can see we're almost there. But yeah, 2670, so another 6 points or so. The BA is almost to the box there. Let's go down here and take a look. Excuse me. Nice yellow candles on Facebook. We need to get above the high there. And if my timing's right, we should be able to get this sell. You could sell now at 6 if you wanted. Remember, this is just a scalp, so matter of fact, I'm gonna sell at the high, Omer. It's just a scalp, so. I just went green. Nice. Okay. Nice. So we sold there. It's a nice sell. Could move up into 145. I'm only doing that just because technically the candles did turn green here, but technically we wash out the high there, so just want to be cautious, man. That's all. Like I said, this market's unforgiving. So we have 3 trades, 3 positive trades for today. I'd love to buy if the damn premiums weren't so high, man. I miss the old days, right? Miss the old days. I mean, any other time back in the past, man, I could have bought some 154 calls and these things would have cost pennies. Still like Google to 1081 as well. I was gonna take that trade at the same time as Facebook. So what I think is going on here, so if you notice on the box trades, guys and girls, if you notice on the box trades here, everything's went from red to yellow to green. Okay, Netflix, red to yellow to green. BA, red, yellow to green. Apple, red, yellow to green. Amazon, I don't have the color code on there. Facebook, red, yellow to green. Guess what? Google, the only one that has not went from red, yellow to green. What are the probabilities that we're about to go green? Anybody want to guess? They're probably pretty high, right? It's probably about to go green as we get close to the 50 and 618 here. So we're at the upper or lower edge here. See if we could break through there and build some support there. We'll see here on Google. It's already traded Google today, right? Yeah, I did. What's this 1081 looking at? Those are 770. Man, they were 4. I missed that one. Okay, you can see the blue line back here. This is a cautious. 36.5 an hour, man. Good job. See, that's not bad. Do you know that you're what would that be? 36.5 an hour. You are making what a dental hygienist would make in most states across the United States. Some make a lot more, but that is an average cost there. Or salary, I should say. All right, so far so good. Must be dangerous in Texas, man. Jeez. And I really want to jump in Google here on options. And again, the price shouldn't be a factor for me, but what I don't like is the spreads. You know, they're about 150 bucks. I try not to look at the price. The price is not important because I'm not going to let a position, you know, for example, if I bought at the money right now, I'm not going to let a position go to zero for $2,000, right? I'm more concerned about the move itself, not the price. So if we were to measure, so here's one thing that you could do, which is kind of cool. If you were to measure this move and then measure this move, right? Kind of cool. How can I measure this, John? Well, if you have TradeStation, you probably have some cool tools. Here at Thinkorswim, we have to use the old backwoods roller. So we know that from this point to this point is that big. And if I come over here and move this from here, then your standard deviation move to match this morning's would put you here at 1,062. You guys see how that works? So again, if I were to draw this for you, then this move would get you to 1,062. 1,062, 1,200 by 13. It's about $100 spread. It's not bad. It's not bad if you're right. Bad if you're wrong. So entry is very, very critical. And that's why I prefer to use, we always understand the bigger picture, but prefer to use a 5-minute candle using different indicators that we use here to kind of time the entry to our best ability. We want to get in position and go green right away, not red. So what we're looking for is a dip here. And then once we get that dip here, we're looking for a move that will take out this high. So I'll just go ahead and mark that for you right there. So I'd like to get a little bit deeper correction and then take a trade upon the break of this move here. Hey Jared, they keep so again, once again, man, we've been through this over and over and over. They keep turning them off. Twitter does. And we reached out to the staff. We created an app within Twitter in order to run these. They said it wasn't a problem, but they keep every like once a month they turn it off and say it's violating, but they can't tell you why. It's really weird. I find it very unusual. At first, I thought it was somebody in the room. No, it's not really. I'm not too sure what it is, but they have a list of things that could be considered violations. Um, so I'm not sure exactly what they're talking about. Anyways, here we are, 29 points on the ES. Nice little move here. As you can see, what do we got going on? Now the VIX is negative 83. NVIDIA up 9. Melly up 22. JWN. It's up $4, guys. Hey, Beast Mode, you brought this up several times. You know, these things are really taking off, man. KSS, you know, good call on those. Good call. I mean, up almost $3 today, man. Wow.